Incoming message.
We know that the United Nations of Earth's borders extend across the outside of the galaxy. Our empire borders their vassals' empire, and they have some systems under our claim. Now, while we were preparing to attack their vassals, our allies to the north were going to attack Earth. And they succeeded far beyond our expectation. They made it to Earth's capital. The UNE's fleets began retreating back to their homeworld. Since then, they've been focusing on enhancing their defensive platforms in these three systems. By the time they had realized what happened, it was already too late. The Stormwall Empire was conquered. We even managed to cross their borders. But then our coward allies decided to settle the status quo. This time, there will be no status quo. This time, we will destroy the United Nations of Earth. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my Stellaris playthrough, the United Nations of Earth, Episode 4, the Commonwealth Wars. Now, we've had a lot go on since our last video, and so let's hover over to our YouTube community post, where I gave you guys the chance to sway the decisions in my game, and here was the last poll that we voted on. So it says here that, as this Stellaris playthrough begins to enter the mid-game, threats are growing around the border, and as you can see from before, we are being attacked by the Commonwealth of Man, and so what steps will the UNE take in the next video? See details here. And so you guys voted mostly for rescuing a vassalized human empire from an alien overlord. Now, we tried to do this, and we have another empire that has been declaring war on me non-stop, and so we may have to come back to this situation a little bit later on in the run, but for now, we gotta focus on the Commonwealth of Man. All right, so let's go ahead and catch up with the galaxy here that we're looking at. And as you can see here, we have the notification that we need to prepare for war. And so there are empires that are preparing to declare war against us. Our rivals are once again are going to be the aggressors here. And speaking of the Confederated Milduran Commonalities Empire, it looks like there's a federation here going on. And so now I'll be at war for a third time against the Commonwealth of Man. And so the two times before, we managed to push them back. They attacked us, and they destroyed my vassal, the Stormwall Empire. And so that empire is gone. We tried to take some of the systems that they left behind, but now it's the United Nations of Earth, and it looks like we'll be going to war against these three empires. And yeah, it's going down here. And so I have to jump ahead a little bit. We are now in the year 2311, and so for the most part, my empire's borders have pretty much stayed the same. Up here, we have the United Yildiran League Empire. They are currently a vassal to these overlords, and that's who you guys wanted me to try to get their independence back. And so yeah, we're still going to be trying to work our way towards that. We just got to see if we can survive this war right now against our rivals and against a much stronger empire here. And so if we look at their relative power right now, their fleet power is inferior to us. And so the fact that they're still going to war with us, it's a little crazy. I think now that they have two allies, which the Commonwealth of Man, oh, their fleet power is overwhelming. And I have my fleets currently sitting down at the bottom of their border, or at my borders right now. And so we'll be getting ready for that in just a moment. Now, I got to figure out where I'm going to send my fleets at to start with. I feel like I honestly should just rip right through the Confederated Milduran Commonalities Empire. I see that their ships are all down here as well. I don't see these guys, their ships anywhere. But they are in a, it looks like they're in a nebula. Yeah, these systems are, the intel is going to be limited due to their systems locations in the nebulas. And so same thing up here. I didn't realize that this area was a nebula as well. And I'm not actually, I don't have any empires that are inside of a nebula right now that I'm looking at it. But let's go ahead and check out our bases as well. I got the game paused right now so that I can make some last second moves here before all of this stuff goes down. And I want to make sure that my borders are as protected as possible. And so at first I was trying to increase my defenses up here, but I got at least 2 vassals in between myself and my empire and this Confederated Milduran Empire. And so I'll be able to see if they're coming from that direction. But until then, I'm trying to also build a hyper relay system, working its way down here so that my ships can travel quickly, either up to the top if we need to, or back down here to the bottom. So let me see if I can, I don't know if I have ring technology just yet, but we're gonna find out here in a moment. So let me see if I can build a megastructure around this. Oh, I can. So yeah, we'll get on top of that as well. Getting those rings around my planets, that'll be a very good idea right there. That ship. Another thing too that I want to point out is that actually all of my planets are Gaia worlds. And so we've been using the new Bowel relic to terraform all of my planets into, for my species, are 100% habitable worlds. And so that's been very helpful for my pops and their amenities. Okay, and apparently we're still making first contact in the year 2312 of our game, and so 112 years into our game, and we are still finding other species out there. Now let's take a quick look at the galactic community here, and right now it looks like we are voting to enact the resolution, the minor military sanctions. For engineering technology next, we're going to be researching the advanced strike craft technology. And let me head back down here to the bottom. I got another 3,000 alloys that I have created here, and we're going to build 2 more battleships. And I don't know, guys, if you're watching this, and let me know, what do you guys think about cruisers? I've been looking through Reddit. I've been seeing a lot of comments about how cruisers are pretty much just not as strong as before the combat rework and things like that. And so I've been trying to just build a little less of that ship type. And yeah, until then, we're just going to juggle around some of these resources really quick. So I got about a handful of ships on the way here. 11 ships, 2 of them battleships, 2 more are destroyers. The rest are frigates and corvettes. And we'll send them to our borders to help protect ourselves from 3 empires. Now, for our traditions, we completed the discovery, supremacy, diplomacy, and unyielding tradition trees earlier on, and now we are working our way through the prosperity tree. And so I went ahead and completed the right side of this tradition tree, and we have 3 more to go in the prosperity tradition tree. We have the administrative operations. This is the only option we have in this tree for now. And it says, our empires continue to grow. Eliminating corruption and inefficiency is of critical importance. These credit drains must be plugged. And so selecting this tradition will decrease our building upkeep and district upkeep, both by 10%. And so that looks pretty good there. And once again, our hyper relay is looking pretty good. We're working our way on down. And so I don't know if the other empire is going to attack me just yet, but we will wait and see. Here on Planet Concord, since we are playing with the new civic, not a new civic, but a new civic for my empire, the Master Crafters. It's one of our 3rd civics we selected. Now we can spend more of our districts using industrial districts and less on the city districts, since 1 or 3 industrial districts will add an open building slot to my world. After that, I'm looking around here for our next society technology. And you know what? I think I might keep going for the naval cap. Let's just get that. Let's just go crazy on the naval capacity here for a little bit. Increase that as much as we can, and really focus on some more military focused tech. Now, here we have the Human Alliance. This is one of my new vassals here. They want to form a commercial pact with us, and we will gladly take that. And so if I look here at all of my agreements, these are all my vassal agreements. It looks like these guys, they don't like the deal that we have. Let's make some changes here then. Let's see, this is the Avian Nations of the North. Hmm. Says that their opinion's decreasing, but it doesn't say it there, though. No worries. It looks like we still have a good amount of loyalty with them, and so if that drops really low, we'll come back and change this. But all of my subjects are contributing their basic resources to me. The Human Alliance, though, these guys, I managed to get 45% taxes on them, and they're still loyal. They're still as loyal as can be, and so, geez Louise, can I get even more? That's as much as I can get from them. But yeah, all of our vassals have holdings on their worlds. And let's go back to the caravan coalition here, and let's open up a reliquary. We're gonna buy one, and what do we get? We got a gun of unknown origin with the apparent trigger assembly removed. Bummer. And so we have to... and we just found a archaeological dig site. Let me see where that is located. All right, so this is the fossilized remains archaeological dig site, and right away, I got 3 scientists here, but I see one that is level 4. That's our highest leveled scientist. This is Nicoletta Gabildri. I think I got that right. We're gonna send her over here to excavate this site. This is the fossilized remains, and it says fossilized remains from several different species that do not appear to have been indigenous to the planet Wilsham have been found in large and secluded valley of the planets. They all date from roughly the same time period within the span of a few centuries from 3.6 million years ago. Each of these species seem to have evolved in its own unique biosphere and all appear to have been sapient. Strangely, every fossilized individual found so far shows signs of having met a violent end. And so what happened to these vassals? Why are they in the ground, or what happened to them these 3.6 million years ago? We don't know, but we're going to find out here in a moment as soon as we start excavating that situation there. Now, planet Wilsham has plenty of jobs on it now. I used my human species to colonize this world, and even though we do have 100% habitability, that's coming from my robots right now, we are going to change this world, if we can, using our relic, which I don't think is active right now. I think you can only use it once every time you activate it. And so let's go to our society management. We're gonna hover over the relics. And yeah, I got about 963 days before we get ready, or before we're able to use that again. All right, so it looks like we're in war. It looks like one of my vassals is in war with this Mildren Manufacturing Empire. Who these guys are? Oh, it looks like, see, the Yildirans, I don't know what in the world is going on with this empire, but they've been having uprisings. They've been having just anything bad that can happen to their empire. It's been happening in this run for them too. So every time they split off, I always take advantage of it, and I try to vassalize it. But yeah, the Yildiran regime, they're having some major issues there managing their empire. This is actually really close to my borders too, and so probably just take that for myself and see what kind of world they have here. Oh, this is a tropical world, and so my humanoid species prefer those types of planets. In the meantime, we got 4.3k alloys saved up. When I head to this starbase here, that has become very important in the late game due to its location and it being a choke point. I want this system to be very, very well defended, and so I'm going to just spam a bunch of those defensive platforms and all of the defensive modules and buildings as well. We are going to move our armies back up to the north now. But again, I'm going to be very careful because I know that if we're going to switch to our opinion mode here, it's behind my noggin here. And so yeah, everything that's in the blue, that's my empire. Now, this is our rival here in the red. This is a fallen empire, and so I'm pretty sure they're like this with everyone else. But yeah, for the most part, these two empires, the Commonwealth of Man, that's kind of like this orangish right here, and our rivals, the avian species, the Confederated Commonalities Empire. I'm currently moving all of my ships from here all the way up along the borders and getting ready to fight the enemy up here in this top portion of my border. But I'm worried that they might take that to their advantage and try to attack me from here. And so we're just going to play our cards here and see what happens by helping out our allies up here for starters. And during that time, I'm also going to be... Yo, there we go. We got 1,000 unity for having a mandate be fulfilled. Nice. And let's see who our new ruler is. All right, so we got Jos Gavis. This is our first non-human leader of the United Nations of Earth. Wow. That is wonderful. That's very nice. And so we got our first non-human ruler, and let's see what their mandate is. And so this is an urbanizer mandate that this ruler has, and we need to build 2 additional city districts. That should be a piece of cake, considering we just colonized another world. All right, so we're hitting their base. This should be a quick and easy battle here. Let's see. Here we go. And then we're going to go ahead and take out this fleet next. Let me gather my... Oh, and there they go. So now we've taken that system. We've taken the base as well, which is also equally as nice. And I'm trying to scope out here what the situation's looking like. Okay, so this is going to be a choke point that we could defend ourselves pretty well against the Commonality Empire. All right, and so now that I have that, we're going to go ahead and send our fleets all the way back down to the bottom. And like I said before, we're going to brace ourselves just in case war breaks out. And so it looks like we also got a planet. And there's currently some rising unemployment on this world. And so unemployment and poverty are spreading at an alarming rate on this planet. The sorry state of affairs is being exploited by local crime organizations. And so what I'm going to do with this planet is I'm going to institute the increased benefits decision. We're going to check out this planet, and here we have it. A new faction's been formed as well, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But here we have our new world that we've pretty much taken from this rebellion, and we're going to fix this world up. And so first things first, I always try to see if I can terraform it with the new bow, but this is a size 19 world, so this is a pretty decent sized planet. What are we going to do with this world? That's the question. Okay, and so I have tons of Forge worlds. We definitely don't need any more Forge worlds. You know what? Screw it. We're not going to generate world this. We're going to Forge world it again. More alloys. And so all these industrial districts are on the way. These pops should be moving to different planets here in a moment. And so we'll come back to this world in just a second and see what's going on there. But in the meantime, with all these new pops that we have, I'm going to have to increase my consumer goods and food that we are generating per month.
Knowledge is the key to the universe. Construction completed.
And for the fossilized remained archaeological event, so we found a bunch of species that were dead in the trenches of one of these worlds that we just colonized. And it says that our archaeologists have unearthed more and more fossilized remains in the valley, and the count is now up to 26 distant sapient species, none of them native to Wilsham. These fossils that have been sufficiently preserved to determine a cause of death all point towards physical trauma inflicted by blades, spears, or arrows. Not a single specimen appears to have felled by the equivalent of modern projectile or energy weapons. The ruins of a small structure of some sort have been found near the entrance of a valley. It appears to originate from some time period of the fossils. Perhaps it will shed some light on the things. And so we find 5 artifacts from the situation, and we're going to continue onward. Okay, and so we're the top 4. We're now 4th place in diplomatic weight. Just the other empire here, the Yalon Galactic Empire, they have about 2,000 more diplomatic weight than us. And so after I finish this prosperity tradition tree, there's a possibility that I could go for the politics tradition. All right, so this is the fossilized remains next event. It says the excavation of the ancient structure found near the valley's entrance is proceeding according to plan. Many artifacts have been discovered, most of which seem to be variations of hunting weapons and trophies. A partially translated sign which appears to detonate the name of the structure reads Valley of Macvale, Hunting Lodge Primus. And so we're curious, and we get more artifacts there. Now we got another migration treaty here with the Lirobian Imperium Empire, and of course we will accept. All right, so with the Commonwealth of Man sending us insults, or not insults, but declaring us a rival, we're going to close our borders to them, and we're going to send them a nice little insult. Nothing like doing a little bit of instigating, and we'll return the favor too by declaring them a rival. so that we can get some more influence. Same thing with these guys. We're just going to close the borders to these guys. Oh no, we're still rivals though. And so yeah, since they wanted to, you know, freak us out and have us ready for war, we're going to send them an insult as well. And these guys are friendly to us, but they're in a federation with them. I don't want to make matters any worse than what I've already done with these two guys, but yeah. If they want to get it, we'll have defensive platforms ready for them as well. And so we've reached the limit of defensive platforms I can build on that base. We're not worried about it. All right, so our rivals are sending us insults. Cool, cool. Everyone's shouting at each other across the board. So there's a big mix-up here, and I feel like a storm is brewing. So they're pretty hostile towards us. Same with the Commonwealth of Man, but their relationship seems to be getting better. Over here in the galactic community, we're still in recess, but here in about 100 days, we're going to be voting on our next resolution and the leverage privateering.
Defend to the last.
It is time. War against the Commonwealth of Man. Huh. All right, and so Commonwealth of Man just declared war on me. And so it's them and their Federation members and vassals versus my empire and my vassals. And so now it is time to put our ships to test. Really nice right now in battle. And so I'm sending my bigger fleet down here on this side of the galaxy because the Commonwealth of Man will not be able to attack me from this direction unless they come through these two systems. But yeah, this all came, it had to come to this. I was making claims on their systems. They were insulting me. They've declared war on me on the past. Our relationships have been increasing by a ton. It was only a matter of time before this happened. So war number 4, I think, with the Commonwealth of Man. And let's see what's going on with their ships up here. I see that their fleets are attacking my vassal. And they may take some losses here. That's A-okay. And so let me check my fleets. All right, we got a construction ship here. I need to get a hyper relay down here. Oh, it's already in queue. Copy that. And yeah, we'll get our hyper relay going this way and down. Okay. So it looks like they got a fleet currently sitting at 24,000 fleet power, same as mine, and they're one system away. Let's see if... I think they're heading right at us, and so what I'm gonna do here next is I'm gonna grab my fleet and just move them just a little bit of ways behind the base there, just in case they decide to attack. Now, let me just keep my eye on everything that's happening here, and oh, I see that there's a planet that we could invade. And so we're really going to be active and mobile here. Let's see what these guys are doing. Oh, yep. Holy cow, they're bringing all their ships at us. They got about, let's see here. Oh my goodness. 45. Nearly 70K worth of fleet power heading right at us. Here we go. This is going to be one of the biggest battles of the game, but before we start that, let's go to our traditions here and we'll see if there's any of these that I have not selected just yet that could possibly help us in battle. Wow. We are about to witness the biggest battle in our game so far. I'm going to hold off on that. Let's just go ahead and complete the Interstellar franchising tradition here. That's going to also complete our prosperity tradition tree as well. We're going to go to our Ascension perk here. I'm going to go for Lord of War. I need to get a mercenary enclave going up here soon. So Lord of War it is. I got all my ships here. We're waiting for these guys to attack. And they're entering our system. They're entering our system. Here we go. Citizens of the United Nations of Earth. It's going down. Fire! For the UN! Here we go. They got numbers on us. We're taking heavy losses. Oh my goodness.
We have lost a military station.
Can we beat the odds?
We have lost a military
We're losing defensive platforms left and right.
station. Lost a military station.
Build more! Their ships are taking no... They're taking no losses. Holy moly. Holy moly. The Commonwealth of Man is coming in extremely hot.
We have lost a fleet.
We've lost an entire fleet. This is not good. My base is still there.
We have lost a spaceport.
And now it's not. Now we're going to move up to our next system here. Oh my goodness. We got empires breaking migration treaties against us. What in the world?
Enemy planet secured.
But we did secure a planet. Hey, looking at the silver lining there. Holy cow. But we lost a lot of ships right there. Let's go ahead and grab our fleets now. And we're going to try and strengthen up this base as much as we can. So we may lose a few bases here. But we're going to try and recover from that. Holy cow, that was massive. All right, so now I'm leaving you here with this decision. We're at war against the Commonwealth of Man and 2 other powerful empires that we might have underestimated. In this situation, do we try and achieve our war goals, hold them off, and see if we can settle the status quo? Or do we surrender and become their vassal? There will be a poll up after this video is over, and you can vote and sway the decisions in this game. Until then, tune in for the next episode of the United Nations of Earth.